So, obviously creating a landscape of companies through the ethical AI database kind of helps facilitate the adoption of AI ethically. But when you talk to organizations, I'm just kind of curious, how are you seeing them approach and prioritize the ethical component of AI at this stage? Are they taking it seriously yet? Are they thinking about it? As you kind of go out with this landscape, what are your conversations like on this subject?
Yeah, I think, well, for the most part, it kind of depends on where you are geographically. You'll notice that in Europe, the prioritization of doing things a little properly is definitely up there. There's a lot of we've seen this, right? Policy, technically, typically, the EU is always a leader in policy and legislation and regulation. US tends to be more profit focused, and being responsible. It's not the easiest thing to demonstrate that being responsible is profitable.
Yeah.
But in Europe, a lot of the focus is on how do we build these systems properly. You think about the Nordics and the Nordic culture.
Yeah.
The whole Nordic system is about society, and in that regard, they treat this very seriously. But our organizations in the U.S., there's a lot of moving legislation that's coming, and I think that's going to be the incentive that pushes corporations to sort of start caring about it. There's no intrinsic motivation in the U.S., but there will be extrinsic motivation. I think that's going to be the turning point.
Yeah.
In Europe, there's a little bit more of a balance. And what's interesting is a lot of developing markets like Australia and Asia, they're sort of building in tandem with being responsible because they've seen what building without being responsible can do.
Right.
And so they're kind of treating these things with seriousness. So I think it's a mix, and it kind of depends on where the corporation really sits.